Hi everybody, Allie here. When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. Okay, why am I singing? You know why I'm singing, because we got the news this week that Barbra's new album, Release Me, is coming out at the end of September, beginning of October, and Home is one of the songs on the album from The Wiz. Anyway, hi! Welcome to my home. Welcome to Sunday with Allie for August 19th, which is my sister Shelley and my brother-in-law Elliot's anniversary. Happy anniversary, guys. Hi, everybody. Hope you've had a great week. Very exciting week for Barbra fans. We got big news to talk about. So let's get right into it. We've got Release Me. Take a look, folks. There's the cover. That's what it's going to look like. My opinion, I love it. I love the cover. I think it's high concept. I think it's creative. I love the blue eyes. I think it's very arresting. Think about it this way, folks. If you were walking through Walmart or Target or Starbucks and you saw that cover and you didn't know that that was a Barbra Streisand album, you just saw those eyes in that picture, you'd pick up that CD and you say, who is that? And then you go, it's Barbra Streisand, look! And then you turn over and you'd see the 11 cuts on the album and you'd say, ooh, I'd like to hear that. She's singing Didn't We? Didn't she do Didn't We on an album? But this is a different version. And oh, Home, I love Home. And How Are Things in Glockamora and Heather on the Hill? I want to hear that. So I think the cover is very, very well chosen. And for the people who kvetch and complain that it looks like an old picture that's been photoshopped, no. I think it's a damn good cover, and I don't buy your criticism. I love it. Now, as for the fact that it seems to be only 11 tracks, well, we were never positive it was going to be a CD box set anyway. The official CD press release has not been sent out yet. All we saw was an LP press page. It's very, very possible that whatever plans they had for a box set, maybe they would change. I had heard as much as 2 months ago, don't expect a box set. But being the optimist that I am, I was hoping there would be a box set because I kept thinking, well, what are they going to do with the B-sides of the album, of the singles? What are they going to do with the bonus tracks? You know, songs like It Doesn't Get Better Than This and Just Because and Let's Start Right Now and, you know, a lot of songs that were sort of, you know, Places That Belong to You is only on, you know, the Prince of Tides soundtrack. You know, there are a lot of songs that are sort of lingering out there that belong on some albums. So I thought, you know, it would be on Release Me. I was never expecting Release Me to be virtually 11 brand new songs. Now, we're going to get With One More Look at You, which is the single version. Doesn't include Watch Closely Now. We're getting some other fantastic material, things that we've never heard before. Willow Weep for Me, which was supposed to be on Simply Streisand. Home, which we think she recorded for the Broadway album, but it never made it on the Broadway album. A lot of people are very critical of that bootleg recording that's been around, but we're not certain that that bootleg recording is the one that's on this album. She might, I mean, how realistic is it that Barbra recorded the song just once? Right? So there could have been 12, 15, 25 takes. Maybe we're getting a much better take than what we think, okay? As for things like How Are Things in Glockamora and Heather on the Hill, they're perfect. That duet or medley is perfect. It doesn't need anything. There is a brand new song on the album, I think it's called If It's Meant to Be. That song was written by the composer Brian Byrne with lyrics by the Bergmans. This fella, Brian Byrne, did the soundtrack to to the movie Albert Nobbs, the Glenn Close movie. And he was contacted last fall by the Bergmans to work on this song. And and then he conducted the orchestra and Barbra recorded it. So that song is not from the vaults, that's something new. Clearly it wasn't intended for What Matters Most, it was something after What Matters Most. Whatever the case, it's a brand new song. And speaking of songs that we don't know about, we've only had the live version or the version that we heard on the David Frost show. Clearly this is a studio recording. Songs like Lost in Wonderland, I Think It's Gonna Rain Today, How to Make a Friend, those are all new to me, never heard them before. A little background on Being Good Isn't Good Enough. This song is from a Broadway show called Hallelujah Baby, with a score by Julie Stein and Comden and Green. Comden and Green also wrote with Julie Stein, Make Someone Happy. So they definitely had worked together before. Anyway, Being Good Isn't Good Enough was written for Hallelujah Baby, which was the first show that Julie did after Funny Girl. And the show had been originally written with Lena Horne in mind. But Lena decided not to do the show. Leslie Uggams got the part, and Leslie Uggams won the Tony Award. But the songs are very Streisand-esque. And Being Good Isn't Good Enough is very, very Streisand-esque. I mean, when you hear it, you're gonna know what I mean. It just sounds like Barbra. And it was probably recorded, again, I'm not certain about this is just my speculation. It was probably recorded in 1985 for the Broadway album, which meant Peter Matz conducted. The arrangement, according to my research, was by Sid Raymond. Sid Raymond also did the arrangement for Adelaide's Lament. He also did arrangements for the People album, and Barbra loved his arrangements. He did very interesting, kind of funky stuff. And the story goes, and this is a story I got out of Karen Swenson's excellent book, The Second Decade, that Sid Raymond ran into Adolph Green in New York after working on the Broadway album, and he told Adolph that he had just gotten back from the coast, and Barbra had recorded Being Good Isn't Good Enough, and how wonderful it was. And then Adolph broke the news to Sid that Barbra had decided not to put the song on the Broadway album because she hadn't been completely satisfied with the lyrics. She wanted something changed. Anyway, long story short, all these years later, we're finally getting Being Good Isn't Good Enough, and it'll be the opening song on the album, and I predict it's going to be a knockout. So I'm very excited about Release Me. I hope you are too. If it's only 11 cuts, I actually think it's going to be more than 11 cuts. I'll tell you why. Because on October 3rd, Richard J. Alexander is going on QVC to hawk the album. I predict that there will be a bonus track if you buy it from QVC. We may find out that there'll be a bonus track if you buy it on at Target or Walmart or Starbucks. If you buy it at Amazon.com, if you buy it on the Barbra Streisand site, I think there's going to be bonus tracks. So I think the 11 songs we see now may actually turn out to be more like 13 or 14. But let's just wait and see. Okay? We'll just wait and see. Now, I'd like to just for the hell of it, let's one more time admire the cover. There it is. I love it. Isn't that beautiful? It's just so, it almost reminds me a little bit of Phantom of the Opera, It's like mysterious, spooky, and I think it's a winner, guys. I really do. Now, supposedly the album, the LP, they're actually doing a vinyl version, will be out on September 25th, and then the following week, in October, the CD will come out. But we will not know that officially until next week when we get the CD release from Sony. Okay? Now, a lot of people have asked me about the DVD set. The 12 DVD set is going to be coming out probably in 2013, maybe even later than that. But it's coming. It's something that they're working on. It's something that we know that there's going to. I mean, I heard from somebody recently who told me they've remastered or they've asked for the Dinah Shore show, the Gary Moore show, the Burt Bacharach special, the entire David Frost show. The 12 DVD set is going to be packed. Star Salute Israel will probably be on there. I think we can, if we can simply be patient, when the 12 DVDs come out, we'll be very, very glad to see them. And I was talking to somebody else. I'm not certain they're going to release all 12 DVDs at the same time. They might release them in stages, like 3 at a time, over a series of 4 quarters, something like that. Because we have to remember, folks, economically, even like with Release Me, one CD is economically much easier to sell than a box set. And with Barbra doing concerts and all the expenses that involved, I mean, travel expenses for you and me to go to the concerts, and then the concert merchandise, it's very, very possible that they were thinking, you know what, if we put out a box set now, it's going to be too much Barbra. And fans are going to be forced to choose to buy the box set or to buy the merchandise at the concert or to, buy a ticket to see a second concert, whatever. I actually think that they were thinking of us by putting out one CD instead of a box set. But we'll wait and see. Now, I wanted to tell you guys about a special offer on the BarbraFiles.com. I mentioned this last week, that I was going to put up something for sale on the BarbraFiles.com, and if you purchased it, you would get a $5 off coupon good towards buying the deluxe edition of Barbra Memories. And what I am offering is the new Barbra calendar for 2013. I'm going to show it to you. Here it is. This is... Let me open it. There it is. Well, actually, that's not the front. There it is. Can you see it? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. Here is the Barbra Streisand desk calendar for 2013. And like this one, you see how it opens and it goes flat and it sits on your desk. And every month you get a new photograph. It's all glossy. It's all beautiful. It's color. And if you have not gotten one of these, if you didn't get one through Kickstarter, this was one of the pledge reward items. If you didn't buy it through there, you can now buy it on the Barbra Files website. And if you do buy it, you get the $5 off coupon good for the Barbra Memories deluxe edition of the book. By the way, people who did get this on Kickstarter, I am sending them out this week. So you will have plenty of time for 2013. But in case you were wondering, I do have them ready to go. I've just been so swamped. I know you guys understand. I've just been working so hard on Barbra Memories. And I must say, it's not just me. It's also Todd Sussman, who's my contributing editor, who's doing all the proofreading and contributing a lot of stuff to help me out. And also my wonderful designer, Stephen Baxter. So all of us are working really, really hard to make the deadline to have the book ready for October for the meeting with Barbra. Hopefully for me meeting Barbra and handing her the book. Keep your fingers crossed on that one, guys. Now, more news. Guild Trip! We finally got the official photo from the Guild Trip this week. It's all over the internet. I'm sure you guys have seen it. It's adorable. It's the same one that was in Entertainment Weekly. I put it up on the Barbra Files website. It's the new homepage. And I think Guild Trip is going to be great. I really, really do. And I know I've told you that I know about 6 or 7 people who've seen it. They have nothing but good things to say about it. I can't wait to see this movie. But we all have to wait till December 24th. I think it's going to open the night before, December 24th, not December 25th. But you know what? if there's a midnight show, I'll be there, you know, and I'm sure you'll be there. It should be very, very exciting. And I think it's so funny. If you check some of these stories online, they're referring to this as the new Seth Rogen film. Give me a break. As soon as this movie opens, everybody's going to realize this is the new Barbra Streisand movie. The movie we've been waiting for. And I'm very, very excited about that. Now, last week, I teased everybody about Gypsy. I still can't tell you too much, except I will say that the part that was cast was a major role, and it's a major star, and you could probably figure out what part it is when I tell you that the man who got the role is very famous, very handsome, and an Oscar winner. Okay? So, use your imagination. Okay? But Gypsy is definitely on. Don't let anybody tell you differently. It will be made in 2013. Trust me on that one. Now, I wanted to remind everybody that on October 12th, the day after Barbra's October 11th concert, the day before her October 13th concert in Brooklyn, I will be doing a Barbra Memories book signing at Jerry Ollinger's Movie Material Store. It's on 35th Street between 7th and 8th Avenues. If you don't know New York, that's not too far from Macy's. It's very easy to find, and we're going to meet there probably between 2 and 5 o'clock that afternoon. I hope all of you are planning to drop in at some point. Also, even if you don't make it to the book signing, you do want to go to Jerry Ollinger's, because Jerry's is the best place to buy Barbra memorabilia in the city. He has got the greatest photos. He also has amazing Barbra memorabilia posters and lobby cards and art. If there's anything that you have always wanted to know about, call Jerry's. The number's on the internet. Call Jerry Ollinger's and ask them to send you the Barbra Streisand list, and they will send the stuff to you. But you should definitely plan on going while you're in New York, and stay away from places like Colony Records which is in Times Square. Colony is a ripoff. It is a ripoff. They have tons of Barbra stuff, but their prices are outrageous. I mean, they have everything that's on my bookshelf back there, but they have it at astronomical prices. I mean, they have stuff that, me and Tom Gallion from Just Like Butter created in the 1990s as giveaways with our magazines, and they're selling them there like it's rare memorabilia. So stay away from Colony Records unless you're really just desperate to look at the stuff. Don't buy the stuff. I really can't recommend any place more than Jerry's if you're a buyer, because you can still get a bargain at Jerry's. Still. Finally, let's see, what haven't I covered on my list? Paul Busa asked me to mention again that his book is available on Amazon.com. It's a discography on Barbra. It's all of her records and picture sleeves and stuff like that. And I also heard from the publisher for William Mann's upcoming book, Hello Gorgeous. They're going to send me a review copy, so I'll be able to read it. And as soon as I do read it, I will put up my review on Examiner.com, and I'll also write about it on the Barbra Files website. But I'm really looking forward to that. The interesting thing about William Mann's book is that it only covers Barbra from her start at the Bonsoir through her opening on Funny Girl on Broadway. So it's a very, very self-contained bit of information. I do want to remind you guys that I have another Barbra book coming up. It'll probably be ready in a couple of weeks. I'll tell you more about it. That's more of a biography, sort of celebrating the 50th anniversary, different from Barbra Memories. For my friends who have contributed to Barbra Memories, it is going great. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody who contributed. I think you're all going to really be pleased with the finished product. And I guess that's it. It's 1952. I'm going to wrap it up because the longer these are, these webcasts are, these Sunday with Allie, the longer it takes to upload it. So I'm going to wrap it up now and say I will be back next week for more Sunday with Allie, and we will have a lot to talk about because by next week we'll have the official release of the Release Me CD project, and probably more about Guilt Trip and more about the concerts and more about everything. So have a great week, everybody, and keep your chin up, be happy, be excited. This is a good time to be a Barbra fan. Okay, bye-bye.